Hello and welcome back to Patriot Emergency Response Team's National Dispatch Training Center. In this episode, we are going to talk about our Fullscreen module. Our Fullscreen module was designed and developed for the incident commanders and briefing rooms and things like electronic whiteboards or projectors. This screen was designed to be an overall picture of everything going on in a situation out in the field. So basically, when a incident commander comes in the morning for his morning brief or afternoon brief or the evening brief, he can look directly at the screen here, whether it be on a projector or whatever, and he can get an overall picture of everything that's going on in a disaster zone. On this screen, there's many options that we have. You'll notice up here it indicates that we have one major incident, and that incident is in regards to the hurricanes down in the Gulf right now. But we'll go over the major incidents in another episode. From here, we can see the different overlays that we have turned on at that time. We can turn on anything from utilities, power, water, sewer, cell phones, local landline phones, all that kind of stuff, as well as other information from other GIS agencies around the globe. From here, you can open up that little tab here, and you can see current incidences that are in the system, whether they've been dispatched or if they're pending. For right now, we have a demo incident up on the board just for the purposes of the video today. The next tab down is the units that are assigned to a call. So once a call is dispatched out, then it will go from the incident board up here and it will move down to the unit assignment board. And from that, you can the incident commander can click on it and review the incident or incidents or whichever he may. And close that. And up at the top, we have a drop down here where you can change the view of the incidents on the screen. You can look at the current situation. You can look at incidences that were closed. So like for an evening brief, the incident commander may want to recap on all of the closed incidences or calls that they've had throughout the day, as well as clear back to the prior year. Over on this side, or actually let me go back up to the top up here. You can mouse over the region thing here and it'll show you all the regions that it's currently showing you on the map. Also, each one of those regions you can see a green line around each one of the states. That is the region's boundary. The blue one down here is another organization's boundaries. That's their response area that they cover all the time. So we can have a multitude of different types of overlays and boundaries and ring fences and exclusion zones, all kinds of stuff. For example, we have a search area that we had set up over Lake Pontchartrain, and that's what that was for. You can fill it in any color you want, any kind of outline that you want. The possibilities are endless there. We have another one. Let me see here. Whoops, too fast. Okay, so let me find where I am at here. Okay, so let me continue to move in here. Oh, well, anyways, what I was going to show was the apartment complex that we have actually right here. So let me scroll in here. Oh. Just moved out of the way. Anyways, we can do all kinds of different types of overlays. We can do anything from exclusion zone in a specific area of interest or hot zone. We can do areas around buildings. Um, there's a whole list of things that we can overlay. So here's this right here is a regional boundary around this. This is actually the company's area of operation and things that they're in charge of. So if they actually travel outside of that area, it will send us an alert, and I will show you that here in a little bit on a different episode. On this screen, you can click on things like the hurricanes down here. You can click on it, and it will give you the up to date information on that storm or that situation. All this stuff is um, updated via the National Hurricane Center. So all we do is overlay their GIS information or their map information, and then as they update it, it updates on our screen. So everything on our screen is real time, even our unit tracking and boots on the ground tracking as well. Over here on this side, or sorry, one more thing up at the top, where you see normal, medium, and high. Those are the types of incidences. So you have normal incidences, and it'll show you how many of them are currently either pending or in the system as already been dispatched or units on the scene. Same with medium and high priority incidents. Okay, on the right hand side, you got a row of buttons here, row 5 of them. The very top one, sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so the very top button up here, that is for the regions button, and it shows this shows all the current regions that are looking at or dispatching for. So we can actually turn those off if we want, or we can assign dispatchers for just one region only, and then that would be all that they would see on their screen. And then when a large disaster hits, then we have a function that we can actually turn on all of the regions and all the groups at one time, just by the click of a button, and same with turning them back off. So the next one down is your file folder. In here you'll find files that were uploaded to different calls. There's different forms in here that's there for you guys to use as dispatchers, and also for the incident commander to take a look at like scene photos and video and that kind of stuff. Next one down is the email inbox. This is your personal email inbox. So for instance, this one here is mine. So this would indicate any emails that I've sent out or received directly to me in my inbox here. The next one down is your map control. This one here plays a key role in everything. So if we have a major disaster and we have to have numerous dispatchers on, we can actually separate the CAD down to the type of calls that you have. So you could have one dispatcher on normal priority, one on medium priority, and one on high priority. And then you can also designate what units that you want them to be able to dispatch. And same with the facilities right here. Each one of these, when you turn them off, they will actually disappear off the screen. So if I come up here and I go right here, here, and here, and go next, you'll notice that those all disappeared off the screen. So if I want to say go none and then hit next, now none of the facilities show on the screen. So it just depends on what you want to see or what you want your dispatchers to see at that time. And then you can turn everything right back on. So scrolling down, these are the base maps and the group boundaries. The group boundaries are these green lines around here. So like say if I turn off Oregon and Florida and say Louisiana, and come down to the bottom here and say next. Where did it? Okay, yeah, it turned them off. So you'll notice that the green line is no longer on this side of the Oregon. Um, Louisiana is no longer outlined, and neither is Florida. So what that does is just it doesn't actually turn off the boundary in the system. It just turns off the visual indicator, and that's it. So it's another little feature that you can use. Facility catchments. That's where, for instance, like the one in Texas that I was showing you, where the one company is only responsible for a very certain area. Um, that's what this is for. You can turn that on or turn that off as you're wanting it or not wanting it at the time. And the last button here, that is the Twitter feed button. We can actually send out Twitter messages to the public, and they can send us Twitter messages back into dispatch. And we'll talk about this little pop-up here in just a second. You can click on timeline, and this is the Twitter timeline, so you can see the messages coming in, messages going out, and stuff. So, and then let me pull this back up here. This little pop-up that came up, this is our unit watch system. What it is it's a status reminder. So when you have, a couple hundred units out there, on scene in the field or responding, this will keep track of each and every single one of the units and tell you when their last safety check was or status check was. It'll also tell you, if they're overdue for one and you haven't heard from them, then you can contact them. If you can't contact them, then you need to start sending people that direction to find out, whether that unit is okay or not. To enter a status note, basically, when this pops up, you would just click on the nature of the call and make sure it goes to disposition, which is right here. Description is the actual call description. So if we had to add, update information to that particular call, then that's where that would go. Otherwise, if you're doing like a status check or say a note for one of the units that's on the scene, then you would put it under the call disposition. And so this one here, we would just put code 4, all units are okay. And then you come down here and hit next, and you're done, and it will reset the timer for the next time. So the other thing that we can do with this system is we have a whole bunch of different map styles and stuff that you can view on the screen. You can have everything from the satellite hybrid map that I have up right now, and that will show you the streets and all the names and everything else. You can do just a straight street map or the Google map. You can do a terrain map or a USGS topographical map. There's also a dark map that you can use for nighttime viewing, which is a lot more pleasing on the eyes. We can also overlay things like the National Guard grid system. So if we're working search and rescue with the local National Guard agencies, we can overlay the grid system and be able to relay the grid information directly to that National Guard helicopter. Also, when you put a new call in, it will automatically give you the grid location and everything else. And we'll go over that when we get to that part of the training videos. You can also turn on like cloud cover, precipitation, rain, pressures, temperature, wind, snow. Radar is live NextRad radar. So you can turn that on and actually be able to see the weather and what's going on in those areas and stuff. Which is very, very helpful for what we do. City weather. City weather will only work when you're zoomed in clear into city level. So that'll give you the 3-day forecast for that city if that's something that you're looking for. Road conditions. Road conditions are something that we put in directly ourselves for, like, say, a road washed out, or roads impassable because you got trees and power lines across it, or whatever the case may be, we can actually make note to that. And as responders are traveling around, if they come within a quarter mile of one of those road conditions, they will automatically get alerted on their MDT or mobile data screen, or laptop or tablet. And it will come up and it'll warn them of that pending road condition for that area. Also, when you're taking a new call, if you enter in a new call that's close to one of those locations, the system will automatically reroute the responders around that, so they still have the fastest route possible to get to their call. So that pretty much sums up the Fullscreen module that we have. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and smash that thumbs up if you like it, and leave your comments or suggestions for new videos, and I will be happy to do so. Thank you very much, and have a great day.